What should we do when we travel from Bai Fumei, who is proficient in eating, drinking, and playing, to a struggling orphan with only 6.66 yuan in account balance? Shengxia's answer. Naturally, it's a system of money, coaxing a beautiful man to call her sister, eating delicious food all over the world, and continuing to be carefree. Shengxia's motto 1. Sister is the queen, no one can wrong themselves. Shengxia's motto 2. Life is not about struggle, but about enjoyment. Shengxia's motto 2. Beautiful men are used for flirting, and money is used for consumption. Let's see how I, who holds the consumer rebate system, have transformed from a worthless little transparency to an unattainable goddess for everyone. The system is in hand, I have it in the world. Novel keyword. After binding the rebate system, I made a fortune. No pop-ups. After binding the rebate system, I made a fortune. After downloading the complete TXT collection and binding it to the rebate system, I made a fortune. Latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. Crossing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 2. System. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. System hosts who give a beauty rating of 80 or above but below 90 points can receive double rebates for their purchases. A host who gives a beauty rating of 90 or above but below 100 points can receive a 4-fold rebate when consuming. The rebate amount will be directly issued to the balance of the host's consumption account. The source of funds is legal and compliant, and the host can use it with confidence or invest it again to earn cashback. Note 1. The maximum score for appearance is 100 points, but 100 points is an absolutely perfect existence. There is no such perfect man in the current world, so the host does not need to worry about this boundary. Note 2. Within the host's line of sight, if a handsome man with a good appearance appears, the system will automatically provide a voice prompt, and the host does not need to worry about defining the standards for handsome men. In addition, this system has an upgrade function, and the energy required for the upgrade is the high attractiveness of a handsome man. Each upgrade will unlock a large gift package, which can be used to improve the host's personal excellence. Please stay tuned. Shengxia is not very interested in upgrading or anything like that. She is mainly interested in the cashback rules mentioned earlier. While the system was explaining the rules to her, she also opened the original owner's phone and checked the available balance. The tragic discovery in the end: bank card account balance. 0 yuan WeChat wallet balance. 6 yuan balance of Alipay account. 0.66 yuan total. 6.66 yuan. Shengxia was stunned when she discovered this number. She originally thought that even if the original owner was cheated out of 50,000 yuan, at least he would leave a small change of 1,000 yuan. I didn't expect it to fall directly into single digits. Fortunately, she tied up a rebate system. Without this system, she, who had never lived at the bottom, really didn't know what to do. So, Shengxia is only interested in making money now. Only by spending money on beautiful men who meet their appearance standards can they double the 6.66 yuan in their hands. Shengxia pondered silently, where should she go to find a handsome man with good looks? If it was in the previous life, finding a beautiful man would definitely be a matter of minutes. Because among the wealthy second generation that Shengxia met, the boys were so old that they looked like dogs. Leaving them aside, under the influence of his parents, Shengxia also made many boyfriends. Those boyfriends don't have any other strengths, but their appearance is top-notch. She casually pulled one out of them, probably meeting the system's aesthetic standards. But this is not the previous life, this is the era of Shengxia, who was both a little transparent and a loser girl in society. She can count people she knows with her fingers, not to mention handsome guys. Since there are no acquaintances, there are only two paths left. One is to go out and try luck, and the other is through the internet. The first one. The method is great, but I'm afraid it's too shabby to go find a handsome guy with 6.66 yuan. So Shengxia happily chose the second option, the internet method. System, when I give tips to handsome male anchors on live streaming software, does it count as spending money on beautiful men? Shengxia made a decision and asked the system. System response. Answer: the host, calculated, but two conditions must be met. First, the other party must ensure that the camera is turned on so that the system can scan. Second, the scan result must have a comprehensive aesthetic score of 80 points. Shengxia nodded and made an OK gesture. Just play like this. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. Redemption. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3 Redemption. Shengxia quits the Alipay interface, scratches twice on the original mobile phone interface, and finds a fast sound app that has been downloaded for a long time. Click in, find the beauty anchor classification interface, and start looking for male anchors who can reward her. When I first clicked in, most of the items displayed inside were sexy little ladies. Shengxia took a rough look, didn't pay much attention, and began to continue digging down. Later on, I finally found a few male anchors, but they didn't look as expected when I clicked on them. After not hearing the system prompt, Shengxia decisively exited and continued to search. It took about 20 minutes to search like this. Shengxia finally heard the system prompt sound. Ding! The consumer rebate system is scanning. Name: Jiang Xingzhou. Age: 19 years old. Height: 180 centimeters. Weight: 59 kilograms. Comprehensive score for appearance: 8.1. Current favorability towards host: 10. The boy meets the system rebate standards and the host can consume it. Upon hearing these words, Shengxia's spirit lifted and he began to carefully observe the male anchor. The popularity of male anchors is very low, with only a dozen people in the live broadcast room and a few zombie fans inside. Perhaps due to his low popularity, he has a special fondness for fans. When some fans want to connect to the microphone, he also embraces them one by one and engages in voice chat. As for appearance, it belongs to the very gentle little milk dog type. Smiling will reveal 2 small tiger teeth, pleasing and cute. When Shengxia's ID came in, there was a small white account, and he politely said a welcome message. He didn't encourage her to brush gifts, or even encourage her to follow him and light up his little red heart. After saying the welcome message, he immediately turned his attention back to chatting with fans. Perhaps due to his lack of utilitarianism and polite attitude, Shengxia had a good initial impression of Jiang Xingzhou. She first clicked on follow, then lit up her red heart, and then opened the gift interface to recharge. Thank you for your attention and attention from user 6330. If you want to chat on 6330, the anchor can also pick you up on the microphone. Just as Shengxia entered the recharge interface, Jiang Xingzhou interacted and thanked her for following and lighting up her red heart. At the same time, the system. Jiang Xingzhou's favorability +5. Jiang Xingzhou's favorability +5. Currently collected favorability 20. Shengxia did not reply. But when I heard the favoritism report, I couldn't help but give it a silent shudder. It is indeed a novice anchor, easy to satisfy. Give him more attention and light up a red heart, and then increase her favorability to 20. I'll see her give him a gift later. Can't it be increased to 30? Although she currently only has 6.66 yuan, but Shengxia just feels that this possibility is very high. However, this thought only flashed through her mind and she didn't feel too relieved. After all, her main purpose now is to earn money to support herself. What is the level of favorability? She was not interested until she saw the substantial benefits. After a while, Shengxia has successfully recharged the 6 yuan in WeChat. As for the 0.66 yuan in Alipay, Shengxia didn't move until the initial recharge amount was reached. Recharge well, Shengxia selects gifts. Finally, I chose to have 6 consecutive beers. One beer costs 1 yuan, and 6 beers cost just 6 yuan. After posting, subtitles instantly popped up on the screen of the live broadcast room. User 201706306330 sent beer X1. User 201706306330 sent beer X2. User 201706306330 sent beer X6. Immediately after, the system and WeChat simultaneously emitted the sound of coins falling. System. We have detected that the host has successfully spent 6 yuan on Shengxia. The refund amount of 12 yuan has been returned to the balance of the WeChat wallet. Please check it. WeChat. WeChat payment of 12 yuan received. Shengxia listened to these two voices and felt the joy of making money for the first time. Originally, 6 yuan can really instantly turn into 12 yuan. It's so amazing. Shengxia was more excited than before and quickly opened the gift interface to recharge again. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 4. Meanwhile, the system reported changes in Shengxia's favorability. Shengxia's favorability +5. Shengxia's favorability +5. Currently collected favorability 30. Shengxia did develop a liking for the little white account that gave him gifts. But it's not that he cares about these 6 yuan, but because the other party giving him a gift represents a recognition and liking. He is a new anchor who has just started broadcasting for less than 2 days. We are currently in a stage of craving recognition and support from our fans. The gift from Shengxia, a small white account, perfectly meets his emotional needs. So Shengxia, who had little popularity in fan base, easily gave her a 30-point rating. And not afraid of ridicule, a glass of beer costs 1 yuan, which is cheap, but it is the most expensive gift he has received since the last 2 days of broadcasting. Because most of the fans in his live broadcast room are free fans, and some of them don't even go for prostitution. They just swipe away after passing by. Occasionally, when they come across a few fans with scattered tickets, they just brush them with some free popularity tickets or a 1-cent grand event ticket. So for Shengxia, receiving these 6 glasses of beer not only satisfies his emotional needs, but also serves as a comfort. C. Who said you're not a good anchor? I couldn't receive the gift before because your broadcast time was short. Now you've been broadcasting for 2 consecutive days and received 6 beers. If you persist, won't you get more gifts? There will be popularity, fans, and gifts. As long as you work hard, you can definitely make money in this industry, so you don't have to worry about the cost of your 8-year medical education. As soon as he thought of this, Shengxia's heart was filled with strength, and he became even more enthusiastic about the fans with the tail number 6330. Thank you for the 6 beers ending in 6330. This is the anchor's first opening today. Thank you very much. Heart to heart. As he spoke, he gave a handsome squeeze of his eyes and compared himself to the screen. After the comparison, he didn't focus all his attention on chatting with the few people on the microphone anymore, and began to separate his mind to take care of Shengxia's feelings. Proactively initiate a conversation and say, which city is the little sister with the ending number 6330 from? Do you want to chat with everyone? I can give you a hug. He currently doesn't have any talent to show off, and in order to retain fans, he lowers his figure to chat with. Several fans on the microphone quickly expressed their support after seeing this. 6330 on the microphone, right? Welcome. Yeah, if you don't brush gifts on the microphone, it will make even the white fans on the microphone feel embarrassed. On the wheat bar, little sister, Jojo is a super gentle and patient little brother. However, they did not receive a response from Shengxia. In response, the gift was sent out again with the ending number 6330. User 201706306330 sent beer X1 User 201706306330 sent beer X2 User 201706306330 sent beer X12 after the gift was given. Su Shengxia heard the sound of the gold coins falling again. System. We have detected that the host has successfully spent 12 yuan on Jiang Xingzhou. The cashback amount of 24 yuan has been returned to the WeChat wallet balance. Please check it. WeChat. WeChat payment of 24 yuan received. Su Shengxia excitedly gestured yes. But as a wealthy heiress who spends money like flowing water, how could 24 yuan satisfy Su Shengxia's appetite? So, after tasting the sweetness, she didn't respond to the enthusiasm of the anchor and fans, clicked on the gift interface, and started another round of recharging. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. So the live broadcast room was filled with special effects sent out by Beer. User 201706306330 sent beer X24 User 201706306330 sent beer X48 User 201706306330 sent beer X96 User 201706306330 sent beer times 6140 for the cashback amount for Su Shengxia. Upon delivery here is 12,288 yuan. After recharging, she found that she couldn't deliver 12,288 glasses of beer. Because beer can be sent continuously, up to 10,000 cups can be given away. Su Shengxia had no choice but to change her strategy and give away the most expensive Happy Planet, one worth 3,000 yuan. The money she cashed in was enough to give away 4, not enough to buy Happy Planet's Kuai-yin coins. She planned to continue giving away beer. So the special effects in the live broadcast room have been changed. User 201706306330 sent out Happy Planet X1 User 201706306330 sent out Happy Planet times 2 User 201706306330 sent out Happy Planet times 3 User 201706306330 sent beer X 288 returning cash. Received 24,576 yuan, but Su Shengxia did not fully recharge as before, only 24,000 yuan was used to continue brushing Happy Planet gifts. After all, she's already rich. That kind of 1 yuan gift doesn't fit her status, so it's better not to give it. If you want to give it, give the most expensive gift. This is the style of Su Shengxia, a wealthy girl on earth. The male anchor in the live broadcast room, Jiang Xingzhou, was completely stunned. What's going on? He can understand giving 6 glasses of beer, and he can accept giving 12 or even 20.4 glasses. But the more you give, the more you multiply, and directly deliver 6,144 cups. This is very shocking. He is just a new anchor with less than 20 fans in the first 2 days of broadcasting. How could someone brush gifts for him like this? This adds up to tens of thousands. Jiang Xingzhou seriously suspects that there is a problem with his computer. So he stayed for a while, uncertain, and asked a few fans on Maishang who were as quiet as chickens at the moment. Family members, can you see the beer gift special effects? Now my computer screen shows that someone has brushed 6,144 glasses of beer for me. Fan 1, who was also stunned by the gift, nodded blankly and replied. Me too. Stunned Fan 2 added. Besides beer, I also saw the Happy Planet now. Fan 3. Aha, I've browsed 5 of them. And Jojo's live broadcast room has been put on the hourly chart. The live broadcast room, which originally had only a dozen or so fans, has now flooded in with thousands of fans. After Fan 3 finished speaking, the diving fans who were quietly watching in the live broadcast room began to bubble in the comments section. I'm just an elderly person crawling over from the hour chart / picking my nose, seeing the high popularity of the live broadcast room. I thought the anchor was interesting, but when I came in, I only saw the anchor in a daze. With the mentality that since the popularity is high, there must be merits, I patiently continued to watch, and then saw the tycoon throwing money. No. The most interesting thing about this live broadcast room is that a novice account used 1 yuan of beer to put the anchor on the hourly chart / haha / question, what does upstairs mean? People eating melons are asking for explanation. It's simple, the one ending in 6330 was originally a novice account. Without saying a word, he smashed beer, smashed tens of thousands of cups of beer, and sent the cute new anchor to the hourly chart. But what I see is a happy planet, many happy planets. Speaking of which, during off-peak hours like in the morning, will there also be big shots hitting happy planets? At first, it wasn't, it was beer that was smashed. Okay, I came in late. Wrong 100 million. The first time I entered the live broadcast room was not to watch the host, but to watch the big shot smash Happy Planet, me too. Watching the special effects on Happy Planet and your chat in the comments section, the anchor didn't say a word, and I didn't find it boring / excited, anchor Lianmai. I am the female anchor who came next door to watch, familiar with me seeking Lianmai PK / red lips. The Happy Planet gift is different from other gifts as it will be rolled out in all live broadcast rooms of the hosts. The displayed content is User 201706306330 delivers Happy Planet in Jojo's live broadcast room. If it's just scrolling once, perhaps the anchors may not be paying enough attention. After all, it's common for a big anchor to suddenly send out a Happy Planet to make a list of the top 2. But this broadcast is different, it actually scrolled more than 10 times in a row. And it's still from the same user to the same anchor. And there's a sense of continuing to scroll. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. On weekday mornings, there were fewer people watching the live broadcast, and other anchors were not very enthusiastic about it. It's strange to see the same user throwing so many happy planets at the same anchor right now. They're not jealous. Especially when they discover that the other party is still a cute new anchor. So everyone had their own ulterior motives and ran over to watch with their trumpets. Some anchors secretly followed Su Shengxia's Kwai account and sent a private letter asking for mutual fans. Some anchors, after following Su Shengxia's Kwaiyin account, directly send a private message inviting the other party to their live broadcast room. Some anchors directly call Su Shengxia Big Brother and provide their contact information, hoping to make friends with Su Shengxia. Even bolder, like the female anchor just now. Shouting directly on the public screen, wanting to connect with Jiang Xingzhou for a PK. People who usually do this are talented and very confident. They are not connecting to PK to win. After all, with Su Shengxia as the Big Brother in charge, during this low peak period in the morning, almost no anchor on the entire network is confident that they can beat Jiang Xingzhou. Her true idea of doing this is to attract fans. When PK, show off your skills on the screen. Whether it's male or female fans, as long as you have good skills, you may attract them from the opposite side. Besides, how could someone who is so willing to spend money to support the anchor be a woman? Women who have money will spend it on themselves. They can spend 131.4 yuan to give a lifetime top grid. How could they be willing to give such a large gift as Happy Planet, and even give more than 20 in a row? So the female anchor speculates that this 6330 is very likely a male fan who eats both men and women. Since that's the case, she has more confidence in attracting the other party. It's okay even if it's not attractive. At this moment, Jiang Xingzhou is crowded with passers-by fans, and later she dances more vigorously. Even if she can't attract the top scorer, she can still attract some onlookers to come over. There is also an atmosphere of smashing gifts on the opposite list, which may make her pretend to be pitiful and sell coquettishly, but she can also receive some high-priced sympathy gifts. No matter how it was calculated, she didn't suffer any losses, which is why she decisively chose to do so. After sending out the invitation for the first time but not receiving a reply, the female anchor persisted in sending out the second time in a sweet voice. Zhou, little brother, is PK good? Your family has a top-ranking official, so why are you afraid? Let's compete with Xiaoyu. Xiaoyu, sister, dance a hot dance. Boo. After the voice was spoken, some male fans who were watching were indeed attracted by her and asked her which live broadcast room it was, indicating that they would go to watch later. If this reckless act of grabbing fans had happened in other live broadcast rooms, it would have been scolded by the anchor's fans long ago. Maybe fans would have gone to the female anchor's live broadcast room to curse when they were in a hurry. But Jiang Xingzhou is a newcomer. How could there be such a tough fan to defend him? The user ending in 6330 was just an accident, so when Jiang Xingzhou realized that it wasn't a computer problem or a system bug, he could only hold on to his smiling face and watch other anchors pulling people in his live broadcast room. As for PK, Jiang Xingzhou won't take it. Because it's meaningless. Most of the female anchor's fans are male fans, and he has no talent, so he can't attract fans at all. Even if he wins, it won't do him any good. At most, he can say a punishment and let the other party do it. Instead of doing so, it's better for him to calm down and think carefully about how to use this opportunity to expand his advantages. In this chaotic situation, the guild operations manager who had never paid attention to Jiang Xingzhou sent him a WeChat message. Zhou, don't be fooled. I just verified with the platform that 6330 is a real customer. The gift she swiped will be genuine and effective in our hands. It's not common for such a wealthy tycoon. Please speak up quickly and protect her for me. Jiang Xingzhou already had the idea of catching something. However, he had a short time as a broadcaster and lacked experience for a while, so he didn't know what to do well, which was why he was stunned by the conference. At this moment, being reminded by the operations supervisor, he instantly found the key point. He quickly regained his usual handsome and likable side and began talking to the camera. Thank you very much for the happy planet and beer ending in 6330. Sister is so kind to me, I don't even know how to repay you. Okay. Sister, please let me know what you want me to do. As long as it's not limited by the platform, I'll show you whatever you want me to do. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Although I have tried my best to relax and speak. But careful people can still see shyness and nervousness in their eyes. Nonsense. Can you not be nervous? I have already browsed nearly 100 happy planets now. Such a wealthy tycoon fan, not to mention a rare encounter in 10 years, at least a rare encounter in a year. And it was this bold fan who was met by this cute new anchor. Jiang Xingzhou is so nervous. At the same time, he is also excited having collected so many happy planets. His medical tuition for an 8-year program has already been settled for at least 4 years. The fans who were originally running over to eat melons heard the male anchor say this, and they quickly joined in the fun and cheered along. Yeah, 6330. Let's talk about it. Doesn't it hurt to keep brushing gifts on your fingers? Can you speak upstairs? What 6330? Call the boss / knock, right, disrespectful. Don't argue / fight with small people, big shots. Is the male anchor serious? Do whatever you ask for. Boss, let the male anchor use a belt to pull his little fart / smirk, the big shot said, let the male anchor commit to each other. The boss said he wants the anchor's civil affairs bureau to take a trip. Boss said he wants to make the anchor sleeping slot. You laughed me to death. /left hum / right hum, the anchor is used to be teased, and the big shot is used to be kneeled. Kneeling down really. I've been counting. I've already sent 124 happy planets in a row, /scared, 124 happy planets are 372,000 yuan. Is that all we have to give away? We don't understand the world of tycoons, isn't it just a show? How could someone give a gift like that? As a diving fan who came earlier than 6,330, it's not a show, it's purely a fan of passers-by. Mom asked me why I was kneeling to watch the live broadcast. Ma is not only a fan, but also Shengxia. Is it really special to give gifts to the anchor and earn cashback? It's not something that people do. I clicked too much and my fingers were swollen. Although she hasn't earned enough money yet, she doesn't want to compromise herself. So after the last recharge of coaxing B was completed, she stopped. After stopping, she first went to the WeChat interface to check the balance. There is a total of 384,576 yuan lying inside. More than 380,000 yuan. To be honest, for Shengxia, who spent money like flowing water in her previous life, it's a bit lacking. But when she thought that it took her no more than 10 minutes to earn, she was inexplicably satisfied. Sigh. Forget it, 380,000 is 380,000. Anyway, the system can't run. If it doesn't work, I'll spend about enough time coming over and brushing. Shengxia smiled sweetly and closed the WeChat interface with satisfaction. Considering that it was difficult to find a good-looking anchor to earn cash by brushing gifts again, Shengxia's eyes twitched and she returned to Jiang Xingzhou's live broadcast room. Jiang Xingzhou's live broadcast room. When Shengxia left with gorgeous special effects, the fan comments section exploded. How did the boss leave? Does the boss stop browsing Happy Planet? Boss probably hurts his fingers from brushing/chuckling, whispering. I haven't seen enough yet. This big shot is so strange. He browsed so many happy planets and left without saying a word. We don't understand the world of wealthy people. That's right, the male anchor just starts asking him to do whatever he wants, at least for a few minutes of military training, or let him hum and haw for a few minutes before leaving, otherwise the money will be in vain. Hello upstairs, you're not serious. Speaking of which, male anchors are used for teasing/bad laughter, look. 6330, oh no, the boss is back again, /fireworks, welcome the big shots back. Do big shots still brush gifts, /applause, end of this chapter. Chapter 8. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 8. When Jiang Xingzhou saw 6330 leave, he also had a moment of confusion. This big shot is really strange. He smashed the gift without saying a word, then left without saying a word. I didn't even give him a basic interaction sentence. It's hard for people to understand. However, he doesn't have any psychological gap either. After all, he was originally an unknown and cute new anchor. Being able to win the favor of the big shot for a while and reward so many gifts is already considered lucky. You shouldn't be greedy. As for the operations manager who said he should take good care of this ranking one, he tried hard just now, but the boss ignored him and he had no choice. Thinking clearly, these Jiang Xingzhou's mentality has stabilized. At this point, the number of fans in his live broadcast room had already risen to over 3,000, and he was pondering what he could do to retain these fans. 6330 has returned with the purple diamond light effect. Jiang Xingzhou quickly gave up his previous idea and welcomed the screen. Welcome back to my family list, welcome. Please also type the words welcome list back on the public screen to make my sister feel enthusiastic. Thank you very much. Jiang Xingzhou is not unaware of the reason why so many fans are squatting here. Most of them stayed not to see him, but to see if 6,330 would return. That's why he had the second sentence. After saying this, not only can 6,330 earn face, but it can also drive fans to interact with each other, increase the popularity of the live broadcast room, and avoid being ignored. Sure enough, after saying this, fans were very satisfied and the welcome list returns floated on the public screen. Shengxia also figured out the input method for the Quine live broadcast room at this time. There are two methods, one is typing input, and the other is voice input. As Shengxia with swollen fingers, she naturally chose the latter. So two voice segments from the ending number 6330 appeared in the public screen area. The anchor sent me your WeChat ID as a private message. In the future, I will spoil you, little brother. Every time you play or compete in PK, you have to hit me on WeChat. Sister, I will protect you from falling off the list and win again and again. After these two voices came out, the live broadcast room quieted down for a few seconds, followed by crazy output. Sleeping slot, sleeping slot. It's actually a woman. The voice is so beautiful, the standard girl's voice. Which family's black sheep, little daughter? I'm a voice controller, I'm a bit in love, wealthy little beauty, take a look at your brother, he wants you to spoil him. Rolling doozy upstairs. There's no one who's spoiled by a younger sister. If you want to spoil her, you'll also spoil her. Good sister, don't be the anchor anymore, I'll spoil you. Oh my god. Shaking the three views, the master is actually a young girl. Bai Fumei is right beside me. Take a cheap look. JPG, Mom, I thought 6330 would be a greasy uncle or a fat rich woman, but I didn't expect to be such a beautiful little girl with such a beautiful voice. I envy you. The anchor has Yenfu, Why isn't it me that you're interested in? Little sister ending in 6330, I am more handsome than the anchor and no more than the anchor. I will send you a private WeChat later and let's have a video chat. Jiang Xingzhou's eyes widened for a moment when he heard the sound. He has always called her sister, so naturally he has placed her among those who are older than him. I didn't expect this sound, but after being shocked, he felt more palpitations and shyness. He didn't reach the point of being tempted, it was just because he felt a bit embarrassed when someone said, spoil you, or protect you, in front of so many people. In addition, the other person's voice was so beautiful, so young. It was inevitable that he had some brain teasers. However, these emotions are only fleeting. As an outstanding graduate in science, it is easy to control one's emotions and maintain rationality. In reality, there are beautiful girls chasing after him, and he can manage his own heart well and not let his mind wander, let alone on the internet. So he quickly regained his position and replied with a faint smile as a male anchor. Okay, beautiful lady, thank you very much for your gift today. I will send you a private message on WeChat later. As for whether or not to spoil her in the future, Jiang Xingzhou has not considered it. He just felt that after receiving so many gifts from others, a WeChat account should still be given to him. It is unknown whether two people will chat and to what extent they will chat with WeChat. In short, hold on to your bottom line, maintain your politeness, and let everything go according to fate. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Shengxia never expected the original owner's voice to be so beautiful. But she doesn't really like it. Her ideal voice should be that of a senior sister, rather than a harmless teenage voice. But the sound was something she couldn't artificially change, so she had to do it that way. As for the comments on the public screen, Shengxia sneered. Men are creatures that she knows to some extent. Poor losers like white rich and beautiful, while tall and handsome people like destitute women. Because this way they can find what they are missing in each other. As for the one who claims to be handsome, Shengxia dares to bet that it is very likely a crooked melon with cracked dates. Because the handsome guys she has met rarely say they are handsome in public, and those who say they are handsome are mostly people who are aware of their shortcomings. This kind of person, Shengxia is too lazy to pay attention to every minute. At this moment, the system started broadcasting again. Jiang Xingzhou's favorability +5. Jiang Xingzhou's favorability +5. Currently collected favorability 70. Su Shengxia raised her eyebrows. It seems that the sound is pleasant, and the male anchor is also willing to accept it. I just don't know what the good impression is for, and I can't monetize it for her. That is because she didn't fully understand the substantive purpose of this favorability for herself, so she didn't pay attention to the several times of favorability reported by the gift system in the middle. Unexpectedly, in a short while, Jiang Xingzhou raised her favorability to 70. TSK. Sure enough, young boys are easy to coax. It's also good, with a high level of favorability, it will be more convenient to cash out from him in the future. Thoughts flashed by, and Jiang Xingzhou also agreed to give her a WeChat account in the live broadcast room. After hearing this, Su Shengxia didn't want to continue wasting time in the live broadcast room. Are you rich now? She naturally wants to reward herself for spending. Continuing to squat in the live broadcast room is boring. She hasn't seen a beautiful man before, so she sent another farewell message. Okay, little brother, hurry up. I'm going offline now and I'm going out to play. Goodbye. After hearing this, there was another commotion in the public screen area, and some fans were clamoring for her not to leave. But Su Shengxia turned a blind eye. After posting, she waited for Jiang Xingzhou to reply, okay, I've already posted it to you, goodbye, before completely exiting the live broadcast room. After leaving the live broadcast room, Su Shengxia's stomach was also hungry. She reached out to touch her stomach, swallowed her saliva, and suddenly felt like eating hot pot. I took out my phone and went to a hot pot restaurant near Baidu. After Baidu is finished, Su Shengxia is preparing to change clothes and go out, but she searched through all the clothes in the original owner's suitcase and couldn't find any that she liked. It's just that the other party's clothes are too tacky, ugly, and cheap. How did Su Shengxia find it unsatisfactory? After picking for a while, Su Shengxia began to get annoyed. If you can't pick it out, let's just leave it at that. Su Shengxia plans to go out and buy a new one before going to the hot pot restaurant. Thinking of this, she started walking out wearing the black T-shirt and shorts she had been wearing since crossing over. Unexpectedly, as she walked to the door of this room also turned against her. The key cannot be locked even after being turned for half a day. Even if it can't be locked, it's okay. I can't even pull out the key. Su Shengxia was so angry that she kicked on the rusty iron door, making a buzzing sound. What's breaking the door? I don't want Miss to lock it. Miss, I still don't lock it. I'm telling you, you're out of favor. Sister, I'll go out and never come back. After finishing speaking, she angrily returned to the room and held the original owner's ID card, household registration book, and phone in her hands, leaving with a gentle step. Su Shengxia originally wanted to go to the mall to buy a set of branded clothes to wear before going to the hot pot restaurant. But she is really too hungry. Finally, sitting in the taxi, she hesitated and reported the location of the hot pot restaurant. Entering the hot pot restaurant, the waiter at the door looked at her with a strange expression. Su Shengxia couldn't express that feeling, only knowing that she had never encountered it before and it wasn't very comfortable. So she instinctively frowned, ignored her, and walked over her towards the inside. After seeing this, the waiter quickly followed and reached out his arm to stop her. Miss, may I ask if you are dining or looking for someone? If you need to open the table for dinner, please wait at the door. Please tell me your name and I will go in to call. Su Shengxia smiled upon hearing the words. Do you think I'm here to find someone? I'm so hungry, I must have come for dinner. Your eyes are not good, and you are still welcoming guests. Are you here to be funny? Su Shengxia is very unhappy. The main source of displeasure is the waiter's gaze at her. She didn't understand just now. At this moment, she vaguely understood. This waiter doesn't have a dog's eye that looks down on people, thinking she doesn't seem like someone who can afford hot pot, right? Lying trough. Hot pot restaurant. Even if the one she found is a bit high-end, it's just a hot pot restaurant. Surprisingly, someone thinks she can't afford hot pot. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 10. Su Shengxia was looked down upon for the first time in her life, and she was very angry in her heart. So the expression and tone when speaking are also eerie. Are you dining? The waiter still looked at her with that kind of expression. After saying this sentence, the waiter gave a meaningful explanation. Little girl, our restaurant only starts with 300 yuan for hot pot seasoning, and a meal costs thousands of yuan. Are you sure you want to eat here? Su Shengxia gritted her teeth and pressed down on the fire as she replied. Sure, open it for me. And today I want you to serve me. Once the service is good, I'll give you a tip of 1,000 yuan. The waiter's mouth twitched, feeling that the little girl in front of him was speaking shamelessly. The poor girl wearing a 10 yuan supermarket special sale short-sleeved shirt, holding a worn-out phone that even Subway grandfathers don't use, and wearing a pair of white-yellowed canvas shoes, actually said to give her a 1,000 yuan tip. Why is she just like this? Believe it. Because the next second, the girl who was dressed very poorly displayed the WeChat wallet balance interface in front of her. You can't judge a person by their appearance. The girl who looks so yellow, not very attractive, malnourished, and has small eyes and a flat nose actually has over 380,000 in her WeChat wallet balance. The waiter looked at her suspiciously and didn't dare to slack off anymore. She quickly put on a standard smile and asked her to choose a private room in a gesture of invitation. Beauty, I didn't mean anything else just now. Most of the people who came to eat with us were a few friends, and you came alone, so I'm sorry you're here to find someone. As Su Shengxia sat ordering, the waiter licked his smiling face and explained beside him. Su Shengxia chuckled secretly. Do you think Miss Ben is a 3-year-old child? Do you mind if you touch your upper and lower lips, and I'll believe it? I'm telling you, miss, I hold a grudge. Dare to look down on me, every minute I want you to look good. Let's wait and see. The waiter didn't hear Su Shengxia's reply. She chatted for a moment, didn't continue speaking, and poured Su Shengxia a glass of warm water. Quickly, Su Shengxia finished ordering and pushed the tablet to her for her to serve. The waiter took a glance, and when she saw that a girl named Su Shengxia had ordered over 30 dishes, she couldn't help but want to say a few more words. Beauty, may I ask if anyone else will come later? The waiter asked cautiously. Su Shengxia looked at her nails, pondering whether she would like to have a manicure in her free time for a while casually replying. No, I'll eat it myself. Why? I have some objections. Waiter. No, I just feel like I ordered too much and you can't finish it. Su Shengxia looked at her rudely. That's my business, you don't need to worry. The waiter was too scared to say more when she gave her a glance, and walked out with the tablet in hand. Really? Young, with a good temper, she kindly advised her and even looked at me with that kind of gaze. If it weren't for the sake of a 1,000 yuan tip, who would be willing to serve her as a stinky girl dressed in poverty? The waiter twisted his buttocks and walked forward, thinking angrily in his heart. But soon she calmed down again. Ordering so many dishes, the little girl definitely can't finish it. She just saw that there were many precious and rare dishes in the dishes ordered by the little girl. After a while, she won't finish eating when she's full. Why don't you take her leftover vegetables home while she goes to checkout? To be honest, there are many inside that she hasn't eaten before. Thinking of this, the waiter's heart lit up. There are tips to earn and good food to bring home, it's really worth it. End of this chapter.